Hello, students! Today we continue our exploration of Jack in Lord of the Flies. In this lesson, we will be focusing on his relentless ambition for power. From the outset, Jack's character poses a threat to the stability and reason of Ralph's leadership. Although initially restrained by the boys' democratic vote, Jack's ambition simmers and grows as he assumes the role of leader of the hunters. We will explore how Jack manipulates the other boys, using both persuasion and intimidation, to undermine Ralph's authority, reject the principles of order and self-restraint, and eventually usurp power entirely. Let's dive in! As with Ralph, Golding's descriptions at the start of the novel foreshadow Jack's increasingly disruptive behavior on the island. From the outset, Jack's ambition is a source of tension in the narrative as he stands in opposition to the stability of Ralph's leadership and reason. He says,
I ought to be chief. Because I'm chapter chorister and head boy, I can sing C-sharp.
Here, Jack reveals to the reader his ambition within the structure of the education system, being chapter chorister and head boy. The brag of being able to sing C-sharp, which is irrelevant in this context, points to his underlying sense of self-importance and narcissism. Despite the serious situation the boys are in, Jack's focus on his school titles and singing ability shows he believes these qualities make him superior and deserving of leadership. Unlike Ralph, he places his own sense of importance above the collective needs and well-being of the group. Furthermore, Jack is intensely motivated by his ambition to manifest himself as an adept hunter, using it as a platform to solidify his influence among the group of boys. This is evident in the description of how his mind was crowded with memories of the knowledge that had come to them when they closed in on the struggling pig, knowledge that they had outwitted a living thing, imposed their will upon it, taken away its life like a long, satisfying drink. This passage, coloured with graphic imagery and descriptions, depicts Jack's first taste of triumphant conquest, reflecting his growing obsession with hunting. The thrill of asserting dominance over weaker beings fuels his desire for leadership, causing him to sideline other essential survival tasks. Through the ecstatic and almost sensuous language used by the narrator, we perceive Jack's obsession with power, an essential aspect of his character. This fixation with power blinds Jack, making him lose sight of the ultimate goal, surviving and escaping the island. Hence, the hunt becomes not just a pursuit for sustenance, but a measure of Jack's ambition and assertion of his leadership. Finally, Jack's singular ambition for power overrides his capacity for empathy and other emotions such as remorse or guilt. This is exemplified in the quote, "The chief snatched one of the few spears that were left and poked Sam in the ribs."
What do you mean by it, eh? What do you mean by coming with spears? What do you mean by not joining my tribe?
Here, Jack, now known as the chief, is presented as completely lacking in empathy. He regards Sam, his former comrade, with the same consideration he would give a pig. From Jack's perspective, the twins, and everyone else for that matter, have become dehumanized and exist only to serve his ambitions. Jack has lost his humanity through the singularity of his ambition for power. Throughout this passage, Golding reduces Jack to a two-dimensional character by only referring to him as the chief, stripping him of his identity, and underlining his ruthless ambition for power above all else. And that brings us to the end of today's lesson, students. We examined the character of Jack, focusing on his relentless ambition for power. From the beginning, Jack's arrogance and sense of entitlement create tension and threaten Ralph's leadership. His ambition intensifies as he becomes a hunter, using it to assert his masculinity and influence. Finally, Jack's growing obsession with power is evident in his ruthless actions, such as his treatment of Sam, highlighting his lack of empathy and humanity. Golding uses Jack's character to explore the destructive nature of unchecked ambition and the consequences of prioritizing power over the group's well-being and survival. Remember to keep revising this lesson, and see you next time.